welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and Agatha All Along released new promotional art consisting of 6 tarot cards, all connected to the show or its characters. Additionally, we've got a Meet the Witches featurette from Marvel that reveals each witch and their powers. Each trial we see on the Witch's Road corresponds to a different witch, and I'm talking the recording studio, the castle scene, the 80s seance sleepover. In this video, I'll be going through what we know from the featurette, some interviews, and the tarot cards to find each one of the witches' trials through tarot, just like Lilia Cultural. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes launching your own website a breeze. Before I get into it, we got some wonderful merch options at nerdriot.shop. We got some Agatha All Along merch. We got the Blood Moon shirt, and we also have it as a tank top. You can also get our Blade Daywalker shirt. I really love this shirt, and I'm only, for the rest of September and October, gonna be showing you all of our horror t-shirts. This is included in the horror t-shirt. This is my favorite one. It's the Where's Wade t-shirt. It's full of Easter eggs, and I'm on here, and Eric's on here, and I bet you can't find us because I still can't find me. It's really hard. Go to nerdriot.shop to go support any fandom that you guys want to support, and also support the channel because it's the best way to do it. It's through there to get all these videos that we do, bringing it to you every day. All right, you get the gist. Let's get into it. There's so many new reveals that have been shared online following their press junket interviews, and that poor sweet baby Joe Locke fighting for his life. When y'all bring up Wanda or him being Billy or his brother, you guys just need to calm down on him. He doesn't know, but he's actually really prepared in these interviews, and I love him. Jack Schaefer mentioned in an interview each trial on the Witch's Road was assigned to a distinct witch, so it was about her history and her arc and her particular growth. We see these trials in most of the featurettes and trailers, the Recording Studio Demon or the Sandy Beach House. We just don't know who they belong to. They also released these tarot card promos reflecting each character, their position in the show, or how they'll be played. Understanding the tarot cards can tell us how their trials may appear or how they overcome their stories on the Witch's Road. I won't go super hard into understanding the tarot of it all because tarot is hard to grasp and understand, if you get my drift. Being upright or upside down can lead to different outcomes, and luckily all these cards are facing upright, but you get what I mean. In tarot, not only does every card have its own significant meaning, but there's not a solidified hard answer for every card, because it also is about context and for whoever you're reading it for. So let's use Agatha All Along as that context and everything we know about the show so far. In that same Jack Schaefer interview, she reveals that the first trial they enter is Jennifer Kale's. She compares Jennifer's trial to a Big Little Lies type of space with duplicitous women and considers it the most startling transformation from who they are to the coastal grandma chic looks they have later on. We see this in the Meet the Witches featurette and the Sandy beachfront property. In the official clip from Agatha All Along, Calderoo calls Jennifer the High Priestess. This is the last read of the tarot cards in their new promo material. The High Priestess, also known as the Wise Woman card, holds a lot of mystery and deep secrets. Traditionally, she can represent the unknown and the subconscious mind and be associated with divine femininity. Jennifer's trial might be one of trust since her space is built on a foundation of lies and deceit, just as Big Little Lies was. Since the High Priestess's card forces you into the unknown, you must rely on your intuition and her guidance. This card forces you to not just use your mind and rely on your body, your energy, and your intuition. The first card in the lineup is Death, which usually depicts the Grim Reaper. The Death card can sometimes mean literal death, but with context, it also could symbolize new beginnings. This card looks like Rio Vidal's character from other videos with the same cloak and dagger in hand. It also matches her outfit allegedly from the first episode when fighting Agatha. Rio, as we know, is the Green Witch, a witch who sources her powers from Earth. Hence the roots surrounded around her and her flowers blooming above. But in Death's hand is a flower and heart, as though she carved it out herself. This card could signify that Rio has been waiting, isolated, longing for someone as time progresses. The flower in her palm lying over her heart is not like the flowers above, which could mean it's for a significant other, someone different than the rest. Normally, the Death card has some semblance of change in time, like a sun emerging, but since this is underground, I believe she's stuck in heartbreak that she initiated or was just as guilty of dealing. We know of a related scoop from Can We Get Some Toast that mentions that Rio is actually Agatha's ex. Plus, the producer teases her complicated past with Agatha.
Their relationship is mysterious by design. It's clear that they have a complicated past. And what makes, I think, that really interesting is that Rio Vidal is a character who has known Agatha in her past. Agatha is a character who keeps her truth very close to the vest. It's characters like Rio who are able to help peel back the truth that is Agatha Harkness.
What's really interesting here is if Rio's card symbolizes living alone in love or lost in her own sadness, her appearance throughout the featurette and trailer showcases her literally everywhere, to the point that it's hard to pinpoint which one is her specific trial. This makes me believe her trial is peeling back Agatha's complicated layers, making it harder for her on the Witch's Road. In short, I don't think Rio has a trial at all. She helps her out of the spell from the trailer, she has those one-on-ones with her that reveals her true intentions, and is constantly just there. When questioned who their Green Witch was, Agatha could have ran to her, but instead went to Sharon, and I think she did that for a reason. I know that January is technically when the new year begins, but doesn't it feel like it should be September right? The beginning of the year is kind of like fall. Even if you're not a student, there's something about summer ending that makes you feel like it's time to get your head back in the game. And if you run an online business, that means making sure that you're making your website the best it can be using Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform that provides you with everything you need to do whatever you need with your website. Squarespace has a massive asset library with everything you could possibly need, whether you're building your first website or polishing up one you've already got. Squarespace makes it super easy to customize your look, update content, and add features and make your website work exactly the way you want it to. If you're selling any other kind of physical goods, digital goods, or even a service, Squarespace makes it super easy to build your storefront and grow your business. For instance, Squarespace makes it easy to sell merch. You can design your product, then save time and money by letting Squarespace handle production, inventory, and shipping. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/newrockstars to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. The second card is the Three of Swords, and at the top of the card, we can see a frame of Agatha's brooch. The dead trees separate the darkened sky from the leaves on the ground. We see a woman similar in appearance to Agatha, and behind her, the heart with three swords. The Three of Swords is the most iconic card in tarot and popular in Agatha's promos. Similar to Agatha's, the heart is floating under stormy clouds. The card can depict rejection, betrayal, and discouragement, and as we know, Agatha has betrayed her coven and is creating a new coven to gain her powers back, which is selfish. She doesn't care about hurting others for her own gain. This card could signify that she's been guiding her life, never using her heart, and now she recognizes the hurt she's brought onto everyone's life. A related interview with Jack Schaefer for Empire mentioned, "We certainly didn't want a one-dimensional nasty witch. We will have moments where we see Agatha's true heart." So throughout the Witch's Road, Agatha will open up. However, as the card suggests, the heart is still floating and alive. It's how she chooses what she does with it next that will determine her fate. I think Agatha's trial could be at the cabin because the cabin is shrouded in the same dying woods like her card and the dying trees. In the cabin, I think that's where she'll be forced to remember the women she betrayed. Agatha will have to work with the coven, and I firmly believe she'll try to take the easy way out, as we've seen in the past clips of her screaming for her prize like she didn't complete her trial fairly. The next card is the Queen of Cups. The Queen is a deep, empathetic, sensitive, and intuitive character centered in her heart. This card most likely represents Lilia Calderu, whose power is divination and whose trial is tarot. And as the card suggests, she's a queen alone with all the time she has in the world to think, and behind her is a castle. And I believe the castle trial belongs to Lilia, as we see in the featurette with her as Glinda. In the featurette, you can see her tarot cards when the sword falls down. In the original trailer, we see the timer starts with the hourglass spinning into position. At the top of this card, we can see Lilia's symbol is also the hourglass at the top. Her trial will be surviving the falling blades, which she'll need help to do. Seeing as the Queen of Cups is used to being alone, how does this really work with her on a team? The fourth card is the Tower, which could demand you recognize your journey is about to begin. It usually occurs in tandem with resistance to change, nearly identical to the Rider-Waite tarot card. At the top of the tower is a crown struck by lightning in the shape of a W and an arrow. This crown resembles Wanda's tiara in shape, but it's blue like Wiccan. It also is similar to like a cop's hat, which could represent Alice, who's a security guard, a cop, and the protection witch. Overall, I think the card signifies through the W lightning bolt to the tower that the day that Wanda died was the day the teen lost his abilities. His abilities cultivated by Wanda symbolize in the blue Wanda-like tiara. This would correlate with the scene where we see the teen and Agatha, and whatever Agatha's doing, she's trying to invoke something from him as the lights burst from the ceiling leaving sparks. His trial will be the journey. The fifth card is the Three of Pentacles. We saw the Three of Pentacles in the official trailer when Agatha says, "Join me," revealing the eviction notice. The Three of Pentacles can represent learning, dedication, completion, and working to overcome your challenges. And as the card shows, you're working with others. 6, like Agatha's coven. Though this card could signify the entire group, I think it could also represent Alice's trial and the recording studio protecting the coven from the demon, which is the 4th episode according to an interview with Joe Locke. As a band, it requires teamwork that the Three of Pentacles symbolizes. Different people, different roles, different responsibilities. Alice is the protection witch, and from the featurette, it looks like she can embody the demonic presence and banish it. So the trial will test their teamwork, but also have Alice be proficient in her new abilities. There's also more to the tarot cards that can add to their storylines, like each card has a different crown represented. This could signify their importance to each other, to divinity equally, or consciousness and awareness. They're all aware of their own power except the Tower's crown, which fell off the head of someone who doesn't know who they are. They're devoid of consciousness. This is also a 6-card spread reading, the most common of which is the 3-card spread. Sometimes people do a single read. These 6 could represent anything. Maybe it's not linear, but they represent focus, energy, and how they invite things in, like advice. Along with the featurette and interviews, they released new official posters that are similar to real-life movie posters, like Jennifer Kale's trial being similar to Big Little Lies, guys, these posters show us that their trials may be similar to Evil Dead or the Rocky Horror Picture Show. There are so many trials on the Witch's Road for the Coven to work through, and they still have to face the Salem 7. I didn't even get into them in this video at all. The series actually has a lot of stakes and complications, and I'm so excited. Let me know how you feel about the new witchy material of Agatha All Along is using, and what do you think all of it might mean? Is it all the tarot of it all, or am I just thinking too much into it? Comment down below and follow me at Lulu_Clemons. Subscribe to all 3 channels of the new Rockstars network for breakdowns and coverage of everything you love. I'll see you guys later.